So my name is Marta Villegas-Miranda. My pronouns are ella, she, and her. And I have a bachelor's degree in social work from Lewis University in Illinois. I'm from the Midwest, Chicago area. I also have a master's of science in social work from the University of Wisconsin in Madison. And recently, I have completed some professional certificates from Florida State University in trauma and resilience, level 1 and 2, college student well-being and trauma resilience. And I also have recently completed a project management certificate and a family leadership institute certificate, all related to the work that I'm doing. I am the director of a TRIO Talent Search Reach program at Broward College. It's actually a grant from the U.S. Department of Education, and I work at 3 high schools every week from low income, first generation backgrounds. Our goal is to support post-secondary planning and education for 500 middle and high school students. So it's hard to say what a typical day looks like, but a typical week looks like for me is I go to the schools. We reach out to students who haven't completed college applications, financial aid, scholarship applications. 67% of our students have to be first generation low income. And that's the experience that I come from. I come from a first gen low income experience. So for me, being in this role has really married my two loves, which is social work and education, because I truly believe if families, community students just have access to those resources, right? Access to a scholarship to go to college, to get a degree, to get a better paying job, that's going to uplift the economic situation for themselves, for their families, for their communities. So I'm really excited. This is my third year with this grant. I think for me, and in social work, a lot of the work that I do is one-on-one with students. So helping them understand what their options are, regardless of their situation. And so I think of one really great success story. I met with the single mom a couple years ago, and she thought just working in retail was her only way to help her family. But I told her, but what if you had a scholarship? What if you had resources to help you get a credential so you can help your family even more? And so after working with her individually one-on-one for a couple of years, she was able to graduate not only with her associate's degree, but with her bachelor's degree and her master's degree. So I eventually became her mentor. And so for me, it's those micro moments that I meet when I meet with students and students come back to me and say, thank you for believing in me. Thank you for giving me the resources and telling me that, yes, there is more to what I am capable of doing. And so I think for me, it's not like a big success, it's the little success that turn into big successes for the lives of students, because someone believed in me when I was an immigrant student coming from an immigrant family. English was my second language. And so I've had along the way people who believed in my potential. And so for me as a social worker is really seeing my students who are my clients shine and see that, wow, yes, I am capable of greatness and I'm capable of reaching my full potential.
Can you share a little bit about your educational background?
Sure. So I am a licensed clinical social worker, which means that after my master's, I did the internship and I passed the test. So I am licensed as a clinical social worker. I have a PhD in clinical psychotherapy, studying counseling and human behavior.
What is a typical semester like for a student in your class? What should they expect?
We do lots of lecturing and class participation lecturing, not just me didactically speaking, but talking with the students about real issues, real life. What I feel like I am charged with making the next generation of social workers, and I take that seriously. So I need to make sure that they are trained in understanding the rules of engagement. They're trained in understanding assessment and clinical practice and ethical development And it's not, I wouldn't say that my class is very rigorous, but I would say that it's very thought-provoking. It really makes you think of where do you stand? What's your clinical voice? Who are you as a person, and what do you bring to the table of social work? And what do you want to bring to the table of social work? How do you look at the issues that are out there, at the marginalized population, those individuals who need our services? What are some of your biases? So we do a lot of talking and exploring and
Mhm.
identifying vignettes and how this plays out. You know, looking at the multifaceted nature of a client. I bring lots of vignettes to the class, and it's not just one dimensional or two dimensional. Let's talk about the environmental influences and what that means. And as a social worker, where do we go? How do we help?
What are you most proud of in your career?
Oh, that's difficult. Um, I am a nurturer. So it's no surprise that I'm in this role, right? Because my idea is to improve the field, improve the client, improve the individual. So I think being able to do what I love is what I'm most proud of. I think that I am forever learning. I'm forever developing. I don't think that you can ever know too much. So I'm always learning. I'm always developing. I'm always growing, and I love it. I'm really fascinated with human behavior. I'm really fascinated with mental health. It really feeds my soul. So I think that's what I'm most proud of, is being able to do what I love to do and still find it fascinating, still find it interesting.